And as I connect with the inner self, tell me, is your inner self male, female, or is it just an energy? What's the first impression that you get?
I think my inner self is just an energy.
It's just an energy. Very good.
Yeah, I'd lean towards male, but I think it's just an energy.
And you'll know, as you are this energy now that's been working with my client, is this the first life that you've had with her, or have you had several lives with her? It'll be the first thing that comes to mind.
Loads.
Loads of lives.
Yeah.
So what kind of things do you work with her on? What kind of things are you working with as she's moving forward in this life?
Spirituality.
Spirituality, is that the key?
That's one of the keys. And truth.
Truth.
Yeah.
So was she trying to work with the truth as she became depressed and then decided to challenge her previous life as John? Did she want to uncover the truth?
I want to know the truth as to how it affects the journey.
How it affects the journey.
How significant it is to the journey of now.
Of now. I see.
There's unfinished business. How does it connect to now?
Yeah. Well, we're going to do a body scan now, just to see if you've got any unfinished business in that body, and it'll just be in the form of energy, and you'll just feel the different. You'll just feel the different energy, either hot, cold, or you'll just have a knowing that you have something in your body that you want to release. So what I want to do is, let's start at the top of the head, and it's as if you've got a beam of light starting from the top of the head, and we'll scan all the way down your body, down your head, down your jaw, into your throat, into your torso, and down into your heart, into your stomach area. As you travel down, just connecting and remembering, going down the thighs, to the knees, all the way down the shins, to the tips of the toes and back again. So tell me, is there any energy that you can sense in the body that we can work with today?
There's like in my chest, stomach area.
So let's travel down to that chest area. I want you to go as small as a cell. This inner self and this energy, I want you to travel all the way down to that chest. And as you travel down to this chest area, you're going to be able to communicate with all those cells. Telepathically communicate with those cells. And I want you to tell me the emotion that's in that chest. Is it sad, happy, tight, hot? What is it?
It's tight, it's like a fear.
It's a fear. And as you now connect with that fear, you'll just have a knowing. Is that fear a fear from this life that she's holding, or is it a previous life?
Previous life.
It's a previous life. So let's now connect with that fear. And as we connect with that fear, I want you to travel down the timeline of that life, that previous life. Just see yourself slipping down the timeline, almost like a silver thread going all the way, travelling back to that life, and be there now. Describe that life to me. Were you male or female?
I was male.
You're male.
It's John's life.
John's life.
So
what was happening in his life at that time?
It was what he did, how low he had to lie, keeping things away from each other, the things that he knew.
So it was the burden.
The burden.
And symbolically, He had the burden on his chest.
Yeah.
And that's where he's held it.
Yeah.
But that burden that he felt there as John, that was for that life. What is that energy in the chest doing today? What kind of symptoms does it cause my client today?
Acid reflux.
Yeah. So what we could do with today is we could do with releasing all that energy there, couldn't we? So let's connect now. And as we connect, I want you to go into that chest area. And as I continue to talk, I want you to follow every cell, every fibre. And as you do, know that you're just sucking up, a bit like a hoover, just get a hose and start sucking up all the fragments of the memory of the life of John and the burdens that he had to carry. All this luggage of John and his memories needs to go home to be healed. You're doing a wonderful job going around that chest. And tell me if you've got all that memory now.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want you to pass it into my hands so that I can offer that up to Spirit. And what I want to do now is, I want to pull in the love and energy of Archangel Raphael. So I want you to feel the green liquid blue energy that Raphael comes down on this green ray. And I want you to imagine almost like a rainbow, that green energy is entering your chest and healing that area. So I'm going to begin to use my wand now. Just feel that energy going into the chest area, filling it up, up. And the more you need, the more you shall have. Recalibrating, softening, healing, and sealing that area. Very good. Take another look around the body energy and tell me, is there anything else that we can work in the body, or do we get to the questions?
The stomach area. Yeah.
So let's go down to the stomach area. As we connect with the stomach area, just follow me down. Feel that energy, communicate with it. Tell me what's going on.
Again, it's fear.
Fear.
Yeah, anticipation.
Travel down to the root cause of that fear. Just keep travelling, whether it's this life or a previous life. Going all the way down and down to when this fear began.
I think it's a few lives.
It's a few lives.
Yeah, that I've kind of worried about. Yeah.
So as a warrior in all those lives, you've been carrying all this fear.
Fear, because it's just been attached to such dangerous happenings.
Yeah. Well, you've given yourself some huge challenges to come up against, haven't you? But all those challenges that you were able to achieve, the memories should have gone back with them. So what I want to do now is go into that stomach area now and start collecting all the memories that should have gone back with those lives. You're storing all this information and it needs to go home to be healed. Just keep pulling out all those memories and putting them in my hand, just like you're pulling the weeds out of a garden. Very good. And just pass them to me. Have I got those now?
Yeah.
Very good. I'm going to take those and I'm going to offer them up to Spirit. And what I'd like now is I'd like Archangel Michael to come down with his blue sword of light. And as he activates his blue sword of light, that blue energy is going to be entering your stomach now. Just feel that energy now going into your body, activating, healing, replenishing, filling you with love, joy, confidence. and knowing that you are enough. So are we ready to go to the questions now? Yeah. So I want to ask about her guides. How many guides does she have?
4.
4 guides. Describe them to me. What do they look like?
One seems to be Chinese.
Uh-huh.
One seems to be a really, really old man.
An old man.
Who appears in various guises, but I think he's the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ask the others to come forward. What do these guides look like if you knew?
I think one is like a young girl.
And the last one, what do they look like?
The last one, I think that one's a young boy.
A young boy. And as you look at them, looking at them collectively, ask the group of guides that you are with to give you a message for this life. Telepathically communicate with them now. What message is it that they're giving you today?
Write a book.
Write a book?
Yeah.
Does she know what this book is to be?
Yeah, but she's got... but there's other things spilling in all the time.
Other things spilling in?
Yeah. It's like you could write more books. But it's as if it's like remove the fear of communication.
So remove the fear of communication. Is that communication with spirit?
It's communication with the world.
The world?
Yeah.
Very good. I'll be sure to tell her. She wanted to know about that past life with unfinished business. Was that the life of John?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done that one. And I want you to tell me about that time, that life in Tudor times. So as you travel now to that life in Tudor times there, making your way, journeying to that life, what was happening there? Were you male or female?
Male.
Male. So what were you doing in that life? Just see yourself there.
I was born to a landed gentry, a rich family. And I was married off quite young, but I loved my wife. And as a young man coming through the estate, I was involved in the local parliamentary things. And I felt I needed to expand more, so I chose to go abroad on the ships.
What was your name in that life?
In that life, my name would have been... It's like Harry or something. Harry. Yeah, Harry, yeah.
So you travelled on the ships and left your wife?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me, she wants to know about this fear of buttons that she has. Random fear of buttons. And as I say that word and that word resonates in your mind, I want you to go to the file where you hold the memory about the fear of buttons. And I want you to be there now and tell me what's happening. Are you male or female?
Male.
You're male, yeah. And are you outside or inside?
Outside.
You're outside, yeah. And as you look around, you'll just have a knowing. What's happening around you?
There's a lot of people. Somebody is being hung. I've hung, drawn and quartered.
And do you know that person that's been hung, drawn and quartered?
Yes.
Who is it?
He is a man who was a member of the fortified community, the castle community, and he was horrible. He's getting what is due to him.
He's getting what he was due. Did you assist in uncovering this guy?
Yes.
So yet again you were uncovering truths?
Yes, he did some horrible, horrible things to women and children, and he lied, and he stole, and he manipulated.
So where does the fear of buttons come in? What's the connection with buttons and this man?
It was the revolting scenery of his death. He had some things here.
Yeah.
Like, they caught the light.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And as he was hung, the stuff from his mouth went over them. They're horrible.
And that memory stuck with you?
Yeah, the whole thing was horrible. Because I went some way to cause that to happen, and even though he'd done some horrible things, were we right to do such a horrible thing to him, cause him so much pain? I don't know.
Well, you can release that memory now, because that memory is now able to be released back to source, to be healed. And I want you to tell me about her son. Has she had past lives with her son?
Yes.
Tell me about those lives. Was he her son in previous lives, or was he somebody else?
He's been other people.
And what is this contract that they have with each other? What is it that they're working on?
They're soulmates. Almost if they're the twin flames. Assistance on the journey, to help each other on the journey.
Very good. I'll be sure to tell her.
They come from the same source.
They come from the same source.
Yes.
And tell me about that past life in France. She says she was looking after somebody. Was she a man or a woman in that life in France?
Man.
She was male. Yeah. And she was in France. What year was that?
It was 1600s, about the middle. Middle of the 1600s.
And who was she looking after?
Him. Charles was English.
English?
Didn't like him.
So what was it about him that you didn't like?
A horrible, pompous, and he was grey.
Horrible, pompous and grey.
Grey, I don't know why he was grey.
Mm-hmm.
I have a memory of him as a grey.
Yeah. And why was it, who had given you the job and the task of looking after him? Why did they choose you to do that?
It was whoever I was working for. I was some sort of missionary, some sort of means of connecting to other things, some sort of council of things, and I'd come at a loose end,
Mm-hmm.
and this man needed moving, so they assigned me to move him.
Uh-huh. Very good. So you're saying it was King Charles?
Yes, England, yes.
So was he in exile at the time?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Don't care for England.
I don't care for England.
No.
What is the best life that you feel that you've had so far?
Elijah.
Elijah. Mm-hmm. The spiritual healer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think with all the messages that you've got about writing the book and now communicating and letting people understand, you know, bringing everything out in the open, I think Elijah will be working the spirit of that man, Elijah. You're going to bring that essence forward now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can I ask you energy to work in my client's dream state to bring all that gift forward so that she can work today and start writing those books? Mm-hmm. And I've come to the end of my questions. So what I want you to do now is I want you just to relax and know that you're coming back into the room.